Right now, it's time for us to have our conversation with the Green Warrior of the Day. Now, he is 19-year-old Alexander Nyang'iti. He's the winner of the 2024-2025 Climate Advocates versus Unidas Climate Innovation Challenge. Of course, a brilliant young man, a brilliant mind. And today we are going to be focusing on innovation in climate action. So we'd get into this particular conversation right away. He is a climate innovator and the best person to be having this conversation with. Thank you so much for coming and congratulations on your big win.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
How does it feel to win this climate prize?
Amazing, and really I just look forward to basically growing this project and seeing where it takes me and where it takes the climate.
All right, Alexander, you're 19 years old, and of course, winning such a big prize, it must be so, such a moment of pride for your parents, for the country as well. Tell us more about your project.
So my project is called Forest Nukes,
okay.
And I came up with it while I was in high school, and basically, it's a reforestation technique that I got from two existing techniques. Mm-hmm. One is the Miyawaki method that is in Japan, developed by the Japanese botanist Akira Miyawaki.
Okay.
And the other is used in Kenya already, and it's called seed balling technique.
Right.
So my idea came from combining these two existing techniques into something that can basically bring up forests at a faster rate.
Amazing. Of course, now that you've won this particular climate prize, what next for you? How does it help you? How does it help you to take the project forward and be able to implement it?
So now that I've won this prize, I've received also a lot of exposure from it.
Yes.
And we are planning to have a pilot test at
Amazing.
My former school, Alliance High School. And in that pilot, it will be done in phases where we'll be preparing the ground, implementing it and testing all the three different techniques, including my forest nukes, to see which one will come out the best. Then we'll be able to also gather more data and basically draw better conclusions on how we're going to approach it and be able to scale it up later on in the future. And currently, I'm also doing a book based on the project.
Wow.
Yes, and the book will be launched officially on the 12th of August, International Youth Day, at Kavu Africa's dinner. Yeah.
Brilliant. And when we talk about innovation, when we talk about climate in a nutshell, do you think that there are particular projects that you wish people knew more about?
Yes, I do. For example, the Miyawaki technique.
Yes.
It's a project that has been there for a while.
Tell us more about it, because people who are watching at home, they might not understand exactly what you mean by that. So in layman's language, as simply as possible, you can just put it together for people to understand better.
Awesome. So for the Miyawaki technique, the whole idea is to plant trees as close as possible.
Okay.
And when you plant trees as close as possible, there's competition. Most people will think that competition is bad for nature, for trees. However, in this case, competition is what will force the trees to grow faster as they compete for sunlight and for nutrients. It will force them to grow faster, and eventually you're going to have a natural forest that better resembles a more natural rainforest than what we get at the traditional tree planting ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you see in the traditional tree planting that we do at campaigns, the trees are normally spaced out in intervals. Now, in that sense, there's no competition. And since there's no competition, the trees won't, there'll be a lower survival rate for the trees.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. Now, when it comes to climate innovation, how exactly can the average Kenyan support such projects? What can they do to be able to take these projects further and see the light of day?
So what could Kenyans do?
Yes.
And for that, I'll say that basically it's all about engaging more with the community.
Okay.
And bringing this story to your local community, more so through, I'll say, preferably visual storytelling, because that's a very effective way to communicate your idea to other people. And through the communication, you're able to get more people on board, get more people to understand what you want to do, get more people to see what you envision.
Okay, so you, of course, you are up against lots of people from other parts of the world, right? And this is a competition that you took part in, and you decided to, pitch and do your level best as a Kenyan. So when you are out there, or, maybe you've been able to interact with people from different countries, or you've been able to see their projects, is that something that has happened? And if yes, how exactly do you think Kenya is faring along with regards to all the other countries? How is the competition and how is the innovation in Kenya currently when you compare it to all the other countries in the world?
I would say that in other countries in the world, there is more space to explore your idea, however simple it may seem. And I also say that in Kenya, there's a lot of climate action among the youth. But maybe one thing that is not getting us where we are supposed to be is that we look too much into the negative side of climate news, and we are not looking at now the positive side, where we get to see how many projects out there around the world are